When you go into people's minds anyway, you'll find one of the biggest problems that people have is the relationship they have with themselves. Not that there's two separate selves, but for a while until you evolve to a different level, we treat it as two separate selves. But most people will be sitting there and they would be, self-condemnation would be one of the biggest things. If you look at self-worth, the biggest cause of self-worth, in my experience of teaching, is the names that a person calls themselves. I was sat with a woman today and she could say, so many people have done this, that and the other to her, right? But then when I sit and listen to what she does to herself, these people are not your enemies, you're your enemy, right? Because of the things. Now, when I was suffering with all of the conditions that I had, right, it was when I sat there at 21 and started looking at why am I suffering when my conditions, I had the perfect life at 21. I created the perfect life thinking that if I had all that, all my suffering would come to an end. So I got the perfect life, and then I realized my suffering had not stopped, right? Now I had no hope as well. But when I looked at it, I thought, so where is this suffering coming from? And actually what I found was, it was actually what the mind was saying to me about me. One of the things that came out of it is that I hated myself. Now, I had no reason to hate myself. And it wasn't I hating myself. There is I here, and there's a mind which is conditioning. It's like your computer system, right? And it's just full of conditioning. It's not you hating you. There is I here, and then there's a computer system up here. And that computer system is full of all of the things that have been taught to you over time, some of them good and some of them not so good. And especially self-condemnation, which is what everybody suffers with. I'm not good enough. This is one of the reasons why we have the condition here of people-pleasing, right? Everybody's people-pleasing. Why do we people-please? Do you know why? Because when your sense of self-worth is dependent upon what other people think of you, because you don't think highly of yourself, so you need other people to like you in order for you to like you. And this is what creates this people-pleasing. So you're not on your own. So many people around you are doing exactly the same thing, are having that same conversation with themselves, maybe a choice of a different word, maybe even worse. But they're having the same conversation every single day with themselves. I'm not good enough. And I need you to like me so that I can like me. So therefore you don't live your own life. You live a life according to how other people expect you to live so that you can actually feel good about yourself. But it doesn't work. That's the point.